right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Guys, we are seeing some major developments happen here with Bitcoin. Actually, a lot of the altcoins, the major altcoins with real liquidity that I like to trade, we are seeing major things. Right now, Bitcoin is finally coming to take out the range highs. And if you do remember last Friday, I talked about how it was more probable because we were flipping our pitchfork band and our value area high of our 2-month long range to support that we were going to continue up locally within this double 1-2 impulse. Wave 1, wave 2, internal 1, internal 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and we could be finishing this impulse right now with a swing failure pattern of the range highs and possibly see a major dump to the downside. We do have some pretty aggressive 4-hour bear divs confirmed on NAMI and Market Cipher B, and we do have 4-hour bear divs on Money Flow as well on NAMI. So very important developments happening with Bitcoin. We also did hit that minimum target for a bigger ABC correction, being that 618 Fibonacci extinction. The most common target is going to be up around $82,300. But this is very important, guys, because we are potentially ending this impulse all the way from 65K, ending this impulse with a swing failure pattern of the range highs, and we are seeing an aggressive move down right now. On Ethereum, we did get a major dump from the liquidity grab of the range highs. First off, we did take the, I'd let you guys know about the naked weekly point of control at 23.29. I did take profit on the long position there. I didn't take a short, but I did take profit on the long position. But now we are coming up to SFP, the range highs on Ethereum as well. If we look at Solana, same thing, an SFP of our internal highs within this smaller range inside here. And we are losing our point of control of our 2.5-month long range. So I will go into some key levels there. Guys, before I go any further, I do have to let you know, I only have about an hour on today's stream. I have something very important to do for the kiddo in about an hour. I have to get ready to get going for that. So it's going to be a quick stream today. I will try to get through as much as possible here. But major developments happening in the market. BNB, another coin that I absolutely love to trade. You can see we SFP'd our internal range highs right into that 618 Fibonacci extinction, which is our minimum target to see a 3-wave corrective move, and then we could see a rollover here. BNB also did bounce directly from that golden pocket that we laid out last week here. And now let's see if we get a major pullback. If we close today's daily candle below the point of control, this could get ugly. But, and then also as well, Chainlink came right up to, we talked about Chainlink last Friday as well, Time Attack. I don't know if you're in here, if you remember, we talked about this, how we lost our larger ascending channel. We broke it down. We've been back testing it a couple times, haven't been able to get back in. But if we came up one more time to actually hit into that golden pocket, pulled from your range highs to that most current low on high time frames, seeing an SFP of the high into the golden pocket, and we are seeing an SFP into the golden pocket. I'm actually short on Chainlink from 936. As soon as we started to lose the golden pocket, I did end up taking a small scalp short on that. And then one last thing on gold here, guys. On gold, let me just go, and I'm looking at the XAU chart, which is the gold price on the exchanges, on the crypto exchanges. You can see that gold, we are in a nice descending channel from those all-time highs. We are breaking above the midline. We are bouncing from the midline. And I think gold might, if we don't see a local SFP coming up probably right now or in the next hour or so, I do think gold can continue to push up to around $5,100, 5,051 to about $5,100, where our overall macro golden pocket pulled from the all-time high to this crash low is going to be coming in at the top of that descending channel. So do we see something like this continue? This larger corrective range. And remember, on gold, we were looking for a larger corrective range, like a descending channel type structure that could last 6 months to a year, or at least at the very least a few months. So long still on gold. I'm still long on gold from 42.06, but I'm looking to maybe take complete profit here and flip short depending on what happens up around 5,100. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Yeshwant, much love to you as always. I love you as well. Thank you for always tuning in from India. I know that that's quite a different time frame. Josh B 1047, what's up, man? Welcome in. Glasshopper 77, welcome in as well. I did get into the short. I did get into the swing failure pattern short this morning, guys, and I let you guys all know in the Telegram that we had confirmed bear divs as we were coming up to that level on the 1 hour and under. Pretty much, we had some confirmed bear divs. We had money flow bear divs. The 4-hour chart was setting up very nicely for bear divs. We had our VWAP or our stochastic RSI and our SI pegged together at the oversold area as well on the 8-hour chart. And we even had the opportunity to get into a short from the local golden pocket retrace. I'll go into that in just a second as well. But we're going to cover what happened in this impulse to the upside because this is important. The overall big impulse we were looking at was from 65K, and we were looking at that contracting diagonal in an A wave. We got our 3-wave pullback in a B, and then in a C wave, we were looking at this as a double 1-2 impulse. So for the past couple of weeks, we've been looking at 1, 2, 1, 2. You have finally your gap in between the highs and the lows here. In that third wave that happened last Tuesday, we got a pullback over the weekend to backtest the value area high in the pitchfork band. We got our 5th wave here, which was another contracting diagonal, which is a motive wave. And then we got another pullback in a 4, that was over the weekend. And now a 5th and final wave to the upside, which could be finishing this entire impulse from 65K. So let's go ahead and look at our last 5th wave, this wave right here. And we want to see if we can see 5 moves. In yesterday's video, I did cover how we were not likely to be seeing a top from yesterday's high because we didn't see a clear 5 waves to the upside. Now, speaking of yesterday's video, I am really sorry about the audio on yesterday's video, guys. My sound mixer, my soundboard was showing that the audio was playing perfectly. But when I uploaded it and saw some of the comments there, I checked and the audio was really low for about 3/4 of the video. So I do not know exactly what happened there, but please let me know if the audio is good now. It should be good. I tested it. Everything should be sounding nice and loud and clear and crisp. Wander 5813, Chi-Chan, S. Lavaman, Rui, Samuel S., Mind Tapestry, Ryan Hinson, Jojo, thank you all so much for being here. Much love to all of you guys. I appreciate you all for your support and being here as always, every single stream pretty much. And Samuel, thank you for modding, man. So guys, let's go ahead and focus on this move up from this last Sunday, from a couple, few days ago, from this last weekend. And if we look on the 1-hour chart, we did have that kind of slow corrective selling exhaustion coming down in this channel, coming down as we were back testing the value area high of the range in confluence with the pitchfork band, the upper limit of that lower pitchfork band. And we did see a bull divs on the chart. You can see bull divs confirmed on the chart, bull divs confirmed on the chart, bull divs on money flow with NAMI confirmed on the chart. So from that ring, that low that was put in on Sunday, we can see a very clear wave 1, wave 2, and in yesterday's pump to the upside, we just kept pushing with increasing volume. And because we saw increasing volume on the push to the upside, as we were pushing up, volume was rapidly spiking and increasing. We were looking at this as more probable to be a 3rd wave. And I know maybe some of you guys didn't catch it in yesterday's video because of the audio, but we were pulling back here during the video yesterday. And I said, I think we are likely to continue making new highs and to take out our range highs. It's the highest probability for me. To finish this 5th and final leg, we need 5 waves. 1, 2, now we have 3, 4, and then is this the 5th wave? Is this the 5th and final wave with a liquidity grab satisfying our minimum target of the ABC correction, of the larger ABC correction by hitting this 618 here? And also the C wave, a majority of the time, will take out the origin of the A wave highs, and that is our $76,000 range highs. So there is a possibility that our entire impulse from 65K is done, and this pullback we see right now is going to be hyper important, guys, because if it's a 5-wave move to the downside, even if we bounce from maybe grabbing some local, even if we bounce from grabbing like these lows in here, If we see a 3-wave corrective move up, I will be mega shorting right here because we could see an aggressive move to the downside. I'm already short from the swing failure pattern. And then if you guys missed it, I tried to keep you guys updated in the Telegram this morning. Like every 5-10 minutes, I was posting in there trying to keep you guys updated. But even on the low time frames, we got that initial swing failure pattern liquidity grab. Let me get rid of this and this here. We got that initial perfect swing failure pattern, pierced above, then started to close the candle below. I got in around 75,824, so a little bit late. I wanted to wait a little bit to make sure it wasn't going to continue going. But then if you missed it, I let you guys know in the Telegram, all right, now we can pull our golden pocket, our local retracement, and from the high to the low that we made earlier this morning, which, by the way, I know I'm kind of all over the place here, but we were looking at this channel. And if I zoom out onto the 2-hour time frame, I pulled this channel from all of these highs in here. There are semi-equal highs. And then I pulled it down to our weekend low. And this is that kind of exhaustion you start to see towards the end. But if you break out of that channel, you are likely to continue up to your next resistance. And the next resistance was liquidity of the range highs. We knew that that was going to be an important resistance. And after you break out of the channel, if you reject from a resistance and fall back inside the channel, you do have a high probability of dumping to the bottom of the channel or sweeping the liquidity of that channel, which is going to be these range lows that developed over the past week or so. But for the short from the golden pocket earlier that I was just explaining, if you didn't catch the swing failure pattern from earlier today at the very beginning, by the way, before New York, right as New York was opening, I said it's very highly likely that New York quickly and swiftly pushes us up to take out those range highs. We did, but then we dropped, and you can see here we back tested that channel. Now that was a pretty bullish bounce that we saw on the back test of that channel there. And when you break out of a channel, if you back test it, there is a possibility you could keep going higher. And that's why I did tell you guys I'm being very cautious about this swing failure pattern. But if we are to reject from this golden pocket, that is going to be also a short entry. If you miss the swing failure pattern entry, you could have got in here. And if we do reject from here, then I would at least expect to take out these lows that were made earlier today and potentially start an impulse to the downside. Wave 1, wave 2, we could be in a wave 3 here before seeing 4 and a 5. And we really need to pay attention to this local pullback here, because this local pullback is going to tell us everything we need to know about the larger time frames. If we are seeing a major liquidity grab, a major end of a big impulse, from 65K all the way up to 76K, and are we about to see a massive dumpage come in over the next few days? We did in yesterday's video, and I understand yesterday's video, the audio was crappy, but I did show you guys how on the 8-hour time frame, we were seeing some warning signals. And the 8-hour time frame is a time frame I really like to look at for money flow on Market Cipher B and for the momentum on Market Cipher B, as well as your stochastic and your regular RSI. So we had our regular RSI and our stochastic RSI topping out in the oversold region. With both of them combined, we had the potential for bear divs on the 8-hour and even money flow bear divs, or money flow starting to drain out. As we were making new highs above the high from Saturday, we were seeing the money flow drain out from last Saturday. Also on NAMI, you can see we do have slight bear divs here. Money flow topping out on NAMI on the 8-hour. We were seeing this as well on the 4-hour chart. So we were definitely seeing the warning signs that if once we came up to take out these range highs, we could see a major pullback. And now we just have to see how the daily candle closes. If our daily candle closes back inside of our 15-minute range. So let's go back to I'm just going to go to the hourly chart. But from last Tuesday's pump, this pump last Tuesday was really important. First of all, it was kind of started because the news, or the catalyst for that pump was kind of news-based, and what's happening geopolitically and everything right now. But from that pump, that is kind of where we're starting this channel, this ascending channel here. It is also where we back tested the larger pitchfork band. Let me go ahead and clean this up a bit. Our larger pitchfork band that had been holding as resistance earlier in the range resistance, within this range, it was now being flipped to support. So likely for local continuation higher. But this range is what's going to be really important to us. So if we look at that volume profile of the range since last Tuesday, and we turn that on, you can see we've broken now out of the value area high of the range today. We've broken out of that value area high of the range. And after grabbing liquidity, we could see just a small pullback to back test that value area high. If we back test it and it holds, we might be looking for higher prices. If we start to fall back inside of this range, it is very likely that we fill the range to take the range to the value area low, which would also mean pretty much taking out the range lows. I would look to take that liquidity. And we do have some liquidity resting below those 70K range lows. Let me go back to the past week of price action. Dang it. All right, well, you'll have to take my word for it. At 70K, we do have liquidity that's resting down there. And so, and quite a bit, to be honest, if you go look at yesterday's video, I covered that in yesterday's video. We have quite a bit of liquidity resting below this range low. So it's important locally to understand this back test here at about 73,000, let's say 73.3. And if we can bounce here, we do have a real shot of continuing this move to the upside. If we do that, we need to continue to watch for even more local bearish divergences forming. You know, on like the 1 hour chart, you can see today we formed bear divs between the highs from yesterday and the highs from today. We formed bear divs. Look at these bear divs that we're forming on the chart right now. Even money flow bear divs very locally on NAMI. So all of this was setting up for the perfect swing failure pattern of the range highs. And that's why I tried to let you guys know ahead of time that I will be taking this, because we do have confirmed if and only if, I said if and only if we do get the wick above and the close below, I will take it, because we do have the proper confirmations to take that trade. And then of course the local golden pocket back test was an option to get in if you missed that swing failure pattern. Yes, so it's important to understand, if we do come down and bounce here, we could create a couple more new highs, and if we can continue to create low time frame bear divs, this could be setting us up for a major dump. Now, in the bullish scenario, we do still have a bullish scenario that can play out, and there's a couple ways to look at this move up from 65K. We could be, because we do, our only gap within this impulse up, so we have kind of a contracting diagonal here in a wave 1. We have our wave 2. We have a secondary wave 1 and a secondary wave 2. And within this secondary wave 1, it was a double 1-2 impulse. And we did have a valid count for a double 1-2 impulse. And then in your secondary wave 2, you can see pretty much a very clear 3-wave move here. And then this move that happened last Tuesday is the only move where the highs of your wave 2 or your wave 1 do not intersect or overlap with the lows from a potential wave 4. So right now in this structure, we would have to say this is most likely to be our wave 3. But it's not a hard invalidation that your wave 3 or a third 1-2 cannot have overlap. So there is a way to look at this impulse in an even more bullish way, where we're looking at 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Like, you can keep stacking 1-2s. Actually, there's a really good example of this right after Trump won the election. We stacked a few 1-2s, and at the beginning of this bull market, there was like 5 or 6 1-2s that were stacked before you ended up blasting up much, much higher. So it's very unlikely to me. Now, this is low probability, because generally you want your primary 1-2 to be the largest 1-2, and then as you go up, your 1-2s get smaller and smaller, and you kind of create that channel structure or wedge type structure before the breakout. But there is still a bullish count that is still valid. It's very low probability, I will say, but it is still valid that we are building 1-2s here, and that we could see a big move up from this, if local supports continue to hold and we do see volume come in. I think that, in my opinion, that is very low probability. The other thing that I'm watching for is if we do continue to kind of see exhaustion in here, continuing to build bear divs. Of course, 78,000 is going to be a pretty key resistance. And then 82 like $82,300 is the biggest resistance where I will absolutely be looking for swing short positions if we do make it up there, continuing to kind of see this grindy structure overlap here as we're getting up there. But yeah, so for me, I am short now. I did take the short from here. I will be holding this open because this could be it, and this could be an aggressive move, at least down. I mean, if this is truly the bigger ABC, let me go ahead and zoom out to the 8-hour chart. If this is just that ABC, which ended at its minimum target, being the 618 Fibonacci, and grabbing the liquidity of your A-wave origin highs, then after a complex ABC, or you could even say WXY correction, whatever complex corrective move happens like this, you generally will start with an impulse down, and even if you see retracements up, you're looking to come to take out those lows of the origin of the corrective move, which in this case is $60,000. So today's daily candle is going to be really big for Bitcoin. This week's weekly candle close is going to be really big for Bitcoin. In my opinion, we do want to see if we're going to go ahead and now pull that volume profile for that range. Let's go ahead and pull that volume profile. And if we want to see, not that one. All right, let me get rid of that. I guess I might have deleted it. Let me just throw that on there. All right, and this is based off the Coinbase volume levels. But if we close the weekly candle below 71, now it's about 71.5. If we close the weekly candle below 71.5, I think we have a significant chance to dump down, at least to take out 65K, but potentially to even sweep all of this liquidity that has not been swept in here. Now, as far as the daily candle goes, our daily candle today, you can see that this is kind of the first big, and this is not even the daily chart. Let me get to the daily chart here. On the daily chart, our anchored VWAP from the 98K highs. Resistance, resistance, a little bit of a failed auction above, but you fall right back below it. And for the first time, we were kind of seeing you're butting up against that anchored VWAP, butting up, a small close above, a whole daily candle above, and then you get your big bearish candle to lose it. But with yesterday's bullish engulfing candle, we closed above the the anchored VWAP with a high amount of volume, a big spike in volume, and we finally maintained, like broke through it with strength. So to me now, and remember, the anchored VWAP is a volume weighted trend, and the trend has been bearish. So if you're underneath it, you can expect to maintain bearish momentum, right? But if you can get back above it, close with volume above it, if you reject from this resistance, you want to come down, you want to hold that now as support, and then that would show you the likelihood that, yeah, you're flipping the trend from what used to be bearish resistance now to local support here for the trend to continue. So in my opinion, that anchored VWAP is going to be huge. And right now on Coinbase, it's coming in around 82.7 to 82.8. Let's say that. Even with the swing failure pattern liquidity grab, you could see just a small pullback to hit that area, and then you could continue here. And I am still leaving some of the possibility open that the bullish scenario can play out and that we can come up to $82,300. Or at least $78,000. But we need to make sure the daily candle today closes above 82.7. Let's just say 82.7, 82.8. If we close the daily candle below that, man, your last hope is holding this value area high. Because if we see another kind of failed auction breakout just to grab liquidity of the range highs, and then you fall back inside the volume profile, you can expect a big move down. So very, very important next couple of days for Bitcoin. All right, let me check the chat here, guys. I know I only have about 30 minutes left until I got to get going, so I really apologize about the short stream today. I really apologize about yesterday's audio problems, but we'll get to as much as we can. Welcome in, everybody. Please hit the like button for me if you get anything out of this video, if you got any sort of insight into the market. Really, really quickly, I want to take a second to shout out the partners of the channel. So the main partner of the channel is BYDFI. They are a VPN and KYC free exchange. All you need is an email and a password to sign up. If you do sign up using my affiliate link in the description below, you can get a minimum of 20% discounts on trading fees. You can earn up to $8,100 in futures trading bonuses, depending on how much volume you trade within those futures markets, those USDT contracts that we trade every day. And they have some of the best initial deposit bonuses in the entire industry. So for instance, if you deposit just $100, you can get a 50% deposit bonus. They're giving 20% deposit bonuses up to $1,000, and they're giving 10% deposit bonuses up to $20,000, which is double what most exchanges will do. I've also partnered with BYDFI to create that Telegram community. It's a private community, but it is free. All you need to do is, in order to get in, is join BYDFI using my affiliate link and deposit the minimum deposit of $100 or more. You can deposit more if you want to get some of these larger rewards here. And once you've done that, you click the Telegram link in the description of this video. And in that Telegram verified channel, you're going to type in /verify and then your BYDFI user ID, which will be a string of letters and numbers up here for you guys. And that'll get you into the Telegram. And once you're in, guys. And the money that you deposit into BYDFI is your money. You're not paying me. You're not paying BYDFI. It's your money. And we're just having you deposit in the hopes that you'll try out the exchange, that you'll like the exchange, and you'll use the exchange. Second partner is Blowfin. I've recently partnered with Blowfin. They are giving VIP 1 for 30 days. They're giving some nice net deposit bonuses. You can see 20% on $100, 10% on $10,000. If you deposit just $5, you can get a $10 voucher and VIP 1 for 30 days. I have 2 KYC partners. That's going to be Bybit and MEXC. MEXC is offering 10% initial deposit bonus up to $1,000. Bybit is offering up to $30,000 in futures trading bonuses. And then lastly here, NAMI is the last partner of the channel. And NAMI is this momentum and money flow indicator you see at the bottom of your screen here. And guys, when we are coming up to these key resistances, I am looking for confirmation. Earlier today in the Telegram, I let you guys know that on NAMI, I was seeing confirmation to enter a swing failure pattern short from the range highs if we get the swing failure pattern. You can also see here on NAMI, this looks really bad right now, guys, for Bitcoin. As we've been developing all these higher highs throughout the past week, lower highs are almost confirming now on NAMI on the daily time frame. So daily bearish divs could be confirmed today if we close today's candle red and this starts to roll over here. So could be a major high in the making today. And NAMI, I partnered with NAMI to get you guys 50% off. So if you do click the affiliate link in the description, and when you're checking out on the website in the promotion discount box, type in Divine50 and you guys can get 50% off for NAMI. All right, let me check the chat here. I just want to see what we can get through today, guys. Welcome in, everybody. Mind Tapestry, by the way, do you ever do the scalp at New York Open 9:30, marking high-low? No, that orb strategy, I very rarely do the orb strategy, but I know that a lot of people are successful with that, Mind Tapestry. All right, let's see. Crisp and clear. Okay, thank you, Chichan, about the audio. Okay, cool, Jojo. I'm glad you guys could hear it a little bit. Really apologize about that video yesterday. I also thought that was a pretty informative video, especially because we were looking at this move up from Sunday in here, and I wanted to see a 1, 2, 3. We wanted to see a pullback before making one more high, and we got that this morning. Now, in the Telegram this morning, guys, when we were in this area, I really strongly suggested that watch when New York opens. We're probably going to see a quick move up to come up to take out our $76,000 highs. And sure enough, we did see that quick move up. We did take out those highs. We are slightly pulling back. Now, here's the thing, guys. We still have a lot of volume on this high. So let me go ahead and turn on our volume here. And even compared to, let's actually just look here, within our entire impulse to the upside from 65K, our highest amount of volume was on the high we just made today. Now, at the end of a larger move, and this is the end of a maybe potentially from 60K, a much larger corrective move, and generally you end those corrective moves on a high amount in volume. So there could be an explanation for why the volume is so high locally today with grabbing the liquidity of the range highs. Because if we are ending a major corrective move, you expect it to end on a high amount of volume. You expect to trap a lot of long positions in this general move right here before seeing the dump. And if you remember what happened, guys, I'm just going to go to the 12-hour chart. What happened in our last range? You got that one last move right here, taking out the range highs, everyone getting super bullish. You get the range highs and you dump. And we could be seeing something very similar where in this little last move of the past 2 days, we saw a lot of fresh long positions stepping in. And this could be disaster in the making if we do not see the bulls step in and continue this price action to the upside. Now, with the volume being so high right here at the end of this move, we could still even say, I mean, so if we're looking at from 65K, a 1, 2, 1, 2, let's say third wave here, we'll get our pullback in a 4. We get that contracting diagonal in a 5. We get a secondary 4. And within this fifth wave from Sunday, we could even say that this was still part of the third wave, right? We have a 1, 2. All of this was part of 3 because volume was increasing as we were moving up. Volume was increasing. And now we are going to get a pullback, a local pullback in a wave 4 before potentially seeing one more high in a wave 5. And so, yes, there is a way we can kind of tweak the count to make it so that we can get another high. And quite honestly, even though we did get the SFP of the range highs here, it's a pretty shallow SFP. Generally, you do, especially on a major range high, generally you want to wick up at like a few $100s past it and then start to close. So I wouldn't be surprised. Actually, we're coming down as we speak here to grab our internal lows from last night. You can see right here. So if we are going to SFP these lows, which right now, let's zoom in onto the 15-minute chart. Yeah, we're trying to hold them. It doesn't look too good right now. Let's see if we're still seeing bearish CVD divergences, guys, because right now so this was the SFP of the highs earlier this morning, right around New York Open. And you can see as we're coming down right now, we are making lower lows and lower highs in the price action, and we are making higher highs and higher lows in the CVD. So this is a bearish CVD divergence developing right now. But it's on a decrease in open interest. So it's not bearish absorption we're seeing here, but it's bearish CVD divergences, which means it could drop us down a little bit lower. So in the thought process that we are going to continue dropping because we are seeing some bearish CVD divergences here, then the big level that I would be watching once again, guys, is pulling that volume profile since last Tuesday's highs. And we're looking at the 4-5s, right? That was our big third wave, 4s, 5s, 4s, 5s. I don't want to lose this value area high, 73.3. At 73.3, if we start to lose this value area high, that's when Bitcoin could be in some serious jeopardy to at the very least, it could be in serious jeopardy to come down and take out your lows of the range, which would be around $70,400, let's say. But if we can hold the value area high, maybe we're seeing some sort of, well, actually, I would say all of this would be the third wave, and we could see something like a pullback to come down, hold the value area high. We could continue pushing up here. So yeah, 70,300 is going to be pretty key to hold. If we start to fall back inside this volume profile, there's a real big risk that we could fill it all the way to the bottom, which would be so close to the liquidity trail that's down here. I would expect us to grab liquidity as well. Now, the other thing to remember here, I talked about it earlier, the anchored VWAP. Now, that anchored VWAP on Coinbase is at, that 72. Let me just zoom out onto the 1 hour here. Yeah, I would say 72.4-ish, and then the POC is very close to that. So there is still if we fall back inside the volume profile, that is still going to be a strong support because it is a major trend, volume-based trend, what was resistance that now could be flipping into support. So we have many levels to cover. And guys, as traders, we don't have to know where the price action is going to stop. We mark out our key levels of interest in between here. all of this, I'm not interested in anything. If we don't SFP our little local low from earlier today, this guy right in here, then I'm not even looking for anything within this imbalance until we test the value area high. If we lose the value area high, I'm not looking for anything within this imbalance until we come down to our anchored VWAP. So we don't have to know if it's going to bounce at that value area high. We don't have to know if it's going to bounce at the anchored VWAP POC. We play level to level. You wait for the reaction. And yes, that means you might have to be sitting at the computer watching or setting alerts and watching for those alerts go off. But you want to see a reaction at the level. And then, of course, because this is going to be on low time frame, because we don't have enough time for a pullback here to make bull divs on the 1 hour chart, you would have to zoom in onto like the 15-minute, the 5-minute chart, and you would want to potentially see some bull divs. Like if we're going on to the 5-minute, as you're creating these lower lows and lower highs here, you would want to see bull divs starting to develop as you're coming into that value area high. So actually, right now on the 5-minute, NAMI has already 3 drives of bull div potentially. Not 3, we do have bull div, and even Market Cipher. Well, okay, Market Cipher doesn't have bull div on the 5-minute, but NAMI does. Between these lows here, you can see bull div confirmed. And then on Market Cipher, if we get another local low, we will have some bull divs confirmed. So want to see bull divs as we're coming into here. I would also wait for the reaction. If you come down here, you start to chop and really start to wick through it, maybe wick below it, try to pierce above wick. I wouldn't like that. I would want to see a pretty nice bounce, a break of local market structure. After you break local market structure, say we do something like this, break local market structure by taking out this lower high. Then if you get a pullback again, that could be an area to look for at least a scalp long to take out your highs. And then the same thing, if we lose the value area high, all you're doing is waiting for the next level. And you want to see continued bull divs developing as you're coming down to your next level. Okay, let me check the chat, guys. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Please hit the like button if you get anything out of this live stream today. I'm really sorry that on a very important day like this, but my daughter's got a game going on and I have to be there for it. So, dad duties come first. Okay, so wait for impulsive price structure to the downside, then start looking for head shorts. Yes, Bansbell, first off, the best short would have been the SFP of the range highs, right? The second best short you could have got into was the local golden pocket retrace. And I tried to walk all you guys through that in the Telegram this morning. So as we came down, we crashed a little bit. We came up to back test that golden pocket area. And that golden pocket area on the, I believe it was like, see, even on the 15-minute chart, you just wicked up past that golden pocket. Now, at the time I said, guys, this doesn't look like it wants to reject because we were wicking up pretty aggressively. But then we closed the 15-minute candle at it, and then the next 15-minute candle dumped. And then I kind of posted, now we're starting to see that rejection we wanted to see. So, and then now what's important to understand, yes, Bansbell, if the bigger impulse from 65K is over with, let me just zoom out to the 4-hour, because there is a real potential this impulse is over with from 65K. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. And we finally got our 5 waves within this move from last Sunday, a couple days ago. So if this entire impulse is done, we're going to want to see an impulse down, and that impulse is probably at least going to take us to break market structure bearishly, like higher time frame, like the big 4-hour market structure. So that impulse down, we would really want us to take out $70,500. And if we do see a 5-wave move down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we grab the liquidity from those lows, and then we start to see a 3-wave corrective move up towards our golden pocket 786. That area right there, I would look for massive shorts as a hedge, right? I mean, already, I'm personally am already short from there, but I would even look to add to that and open new shorts on different exchanges. So that could be it. This move down, if it looks 5-wave impulsive, and remember, on an impulse, we're going to see volume increasing as we're dumping. So locally, now it's probably not going to be higher than the volume we ended with today. But as we're dumping specifically within this third wave, you want to see volume increasing within the dump to the downside. So great question there. And I will be doing my absolute best to walk you guys through all of this in the Telegram, because right now it could mean big swing positions, guys. This could be a big swing short opportunity to bring us sub 60K if we are going to see that true end of our larger corrective pattern. And remember, when we were looking at it at 98K, that was like the best short of the entire bear market. So we want to really try to catch these. If we can get these shorts, that's when one big short position can really boost your portfolio. Now, I don't know if it's going to be here. I don't know if it's going to be at 78 or if we're going to come all the way up to 82. That's where we zoom in and analyze the local structure. And we also go with the trend until we start to lose the trend. Already right now, we are starting to take out some local lows, meaning, not 4 hour. The 4 hour break in market structure is down at 70,500. But if we look on the 15-minute, we already now are starting to change market structure bearishly on the 15-minute by breaking the lows at pretty much $74,000. Okay. Car stock is going crazy. Okay. Dr. Goat, welcome in, man. It's good to see you in here. Quick review of Tau. Yeah, let me see. Okay, I've only got about 15 minutes. Let me try to get through the chat here, guys. What I might try to do is I might try to go live this evening. Now, it would be a bit later because I've got some traveling to do to make it to the game and things like that. But just keep an eye out on my YouTube for that thumb. I'll obviously schedule a stream ahead of time if I get a chance tonight, and we might be able to go in for a second stream later this evening, depending on how the day plays out. So, did you just say major high today? Yeah, Jojo, it could be a major high. I don't want to say with certainty. As we know in trading, nothing is certain, right? But how many times have we seen where the market makers, especially, let's just give the prime example of this last time. On the 98K range, this last move up, so many people were getting so bullish, and I started hearing calls for new all-time highs or coming up to 116K golden pocket. And we were warning that this could be a major bull trap before a big dump. And now, once again, we are seeing a lot of people get hyper bullish because, and there's reason to. Locally, we had reason. Yes, all of last week, towards the end of the week, since Tuesday, I was bullish since last Tuesday. Actually, since last Tuesday, I was expecting that we did have a pretty high probability to come take out the range highs. But how often do we see towards the ends of these moves up from 65K, specifically in the last few days, so many long positions stepping in, thinking we're going to break out to new highs or, even to the 90,000, 80,000 is absolutely possible. I still think so. But if it is going to play out and the market makers are going to play their game, then they would dump it here. And all of these longs would be used as fuel to really rocket you down to start it. So that is this next week of price action is going to be super hyper important for the more macro time frame structure. And that what happens this week could determine the next 3 months in Bitcoin's trading, in Bitcoin's sentiment, whether it's a bullish or bearish sentiment. Okay, debating on closing the 73 long, didn't get to full TP. Well, okay, if you're long from 73, your value area high, now, did you take at least a partial? My question to you, Ras, is did you at least take a partial? Because if you took a partial, there is a valid chance you could bounce from around 73,300, 73,400, and you would close out when you could continue up to 78. So for me, if I took a partial, I would move my stop loss to break even, or even you could even move it, like if you really want to guarantee a little bit more profit, move it to like 73.1 or 73.2, because if you lose 73.3, then you probably are at least going to come down to your anchored VWAP at like 72.2. But I'm obviously I'm not a financial advisor and I can't tell you what to do with your trade. But if that was me personally, I would have taken a partial and I would leave it open, but I would really be watching $73,300 because that could be another area to add to it. to continue, compound to continue up, or it could be an area to close it if you start to see weakness as you're dropping through that. Okay, big deals. Well, time attack. Much love to you guys. Welcome in. Is it okay? Guys, is the volume? I just turned it up a little bit more, so please let me know if the volume still sucks. Get acceptance back into the range, and then we target the POC and the low full rotation. Yeah, I agree, time attack, especially the bigger 2-month long range. So your value area high of that 2-month long range is around 71.5. If we close today's daily candle below 71.5, we're in serious, serious trouble. Okay, I have 76.8 for a short target. Let's see if it will go that high. Yeah, I mean, we could come up, once again, on these SFPs, and because the SFP that we just saw here was relatively shallow, there is the opportunity that we could come up one more time and SFP that and then see the dump. And if that happens, I'll just look to re-enter on the new SFP. It's actually kind of what happened here the other day on that 786 Fibonacci hit that was so annoying to me. That was last Saturday. We came up, we hit the 786 Fibonacci, we SFP'd it, I shorted it, only for us to come right back up and SFP the SFP of the 786, and I missed out on it, and then we dumped. Actually, it was, yeah, right up here, I think it was. And I missed out on it, and we dumped. And I even kind of told you guys that hurt in the Telegram. I said, man, I missed that short here throughout the weekend. Okay. Wander 5813, thank you for the kind comment, man. I appreciate it as always. You shorted Soul Sleepy at 87.57. Nice trade, man. That is a nice trade because that $87 there, that $87 was that kind of smaller range highs, this range that we've been in for a couple weeks now. Now on Solana, guys, we have the 2 key levels that I'm watching on Solana. Other than that, I'm not paying attention to anything else on Solana right now. But if we take a golden pocket from our $76 lows to our new highs that we just made today, you can see our golden pocket is coming in right at the value area low of the 2-month long range. So 80.55, 80.55. That could be a nice, and then we also have this dual liquidity cluster running into that golden pocket. So if we come down here, that could be a nice long position, even if it's a scalp long, just to come up to POC, reject, and then continue down. That, though, is a scalp long that I already have alerts set there. Now, at the other hand, if we continue grinding up here locally, then our larger golden pocket retracement to the upside pulled from the range highs to those $76 lows. You can see the golden pocket is running at the value area high, right around $90, $89.67, $91 or so. So that would be a short. So for me, resistance, support, I'm not looking for anything else. That's it for me. Those are the 2 trades I'll take on Solana. Ethereum, we have, with Ethereum, you can see the value area high of the 2-month long range is right where your anchored VWAP from the range highs are. And it's also going to be where your pitchfork band is, or relatively close. And then it would also be the liquidity grab of those lows. So local support for me on Ethereum, this area here, 2163 to 2150. Now, as far as resistance goes, guys, if Ethereum continues to break up here, we have relatively nothing in here until about $2,900, which is where you're, I'm still in the long from Ethereum, by the way, and I'm like 80% out of the long trade, and my next TP is exactly at this pitchfork midline. Actually, I set it to 2,900. I might have to adjust it as we get up there because we could have 2 very key anchored VWAPs coming into that midline as we're coming there, right in this area. All right, let's see. Can you check on ETH? Okay, yeah, so ETH, we're doing ETH right now. I will also take a second to look at Tau. So yeah, for Ethereum, we got the liquidity grab of the range highs. We haven't changed market structure bearishly, but you do have to be careful here because with this liquidity grab, we could see an aggressive dump down, at least coming to like the 2150 area. And then the other thing you could look at is just pulling on Ethereum, we have the pitchfork band as well, kind of like Bitcoin. I'll hide this range real quick. And you can see the pitchfork band, resistance, 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 resistance. You got the fake out here, resistance, 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 right? Many times the top of this pitchfork band is held as resistance. Well, for the past week, it's now flipped locally to support. So I would pull your volume profile locally of that range. Pull the volume profile here. Now, your most local support level is going to be the back test of the value area high, 2260, let's say, 2260. You can also pull your golden pocket from that range low to that new high today. Where's your golden pocket coming in? 2260-ish, 2250, 2260. So local support, if you want continuation on Ethereum, you really want to bounce from this guy right here, 2260. If you do, I would expect that you could continue to blast up. At least taking out the highs again. And then let's see, Tau. Let me just go real quickly here. Oh man, it's still dumping pretty hard. So I guess there was some insider shenanigans going on here with Tau. All right. I mean, the one thing that I would say is from the lows that we had on the daily, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could have had your 5-wave move to the upside. So because this could be counted as impulsive, you want to see a 3-wave corrective move down. And really, let's see if this value area low has changed. Okay, you're breaking below the value area low. That's not a good sign. But because we started on the daily time frame with a 5-wave move up, a potential impulse up here, you can pull your golden pocket from the lows. Oops, I'll fix that. From the lows to the highs, and this golden pocket coming in, and let me just double check. I might need to put that on log scale. Yeah, we're going to have to put that on log scale. So let's do that. The golden pocket coming in around 207 to 201 is a common area to bounce for a wave 1. So if all this impulse on the daily was a larger wave 1, then you're going to get a corrective move in a wave 2 and then see a big wave 3 to the upside. You want to bounce from that golden pocket at like 207 to 201. I do see that it also looks like a very nice support resistance flip. Look at this. Resistance, 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 support, 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 support. So yeah, it's a pretty nice area to look. That 207, 201. You probably might have a naked daily in there or a naked weekly. Let's see. Naked weekly very close by that. So that is kind of a zone of support there. And then you might even have no daily levels in there, but I would just be paying attention to around that 207 to wherever that naked weekly was coming in. That naked weekly is coming in around 195.25. Locally, more locally, let's go to the 4-hour chart. Yeah, the scary thing is, look at here. All day, all for the past couple of days, your value area low was trying to hold. Well, now you're starting to break down pretty aggressively out below that value area low. So that is not the most bullish sign you want to see, to break down below. So today's daily candle close is going to be important. If you close today's daily candle below about, let's say, 254, then you're in trouble to come down to 207. If you can get back above it by the end of the day, then that was probably just a fake out to grab some liquidity, and you might continue to push higher. And then you might have said, okay, this was it for the 3-wave move. 3-wave move, now we go. So watch that close above or below the value area high today. All right. Now, the thing on gold, guys, I just want to take just a second here to talk about gold, because I mean, gold is pumping so nicely right now. And actually, let's do this. Gold, we'll go to this chart as well. So you are at your larger golden pocket, or not larger, but golden pocket pulled from, I believe, actually, it was this high to this low. And it is an area where you could reject. Remember, I did take some profit on the gold long from 42.06. I'm still long from 42.06. And I longed because we came into a major pitchfork support level. We still are holding this ascending channel. You can see we're holding the ascending channel. We also got back inside of our volume profile, back tested the value area low on a 3-wave corrective move. Look at this, from the golden pocket rejection. 3-wave corrective move, bounce from a higher low. That means you're likely to continue higher here. Maybe just an SFP, maybe not. But I would say gold locally is showing strength. We're still maintaining within the channel. We were able to flip the value area low to support, and the move from the golden pocket down was a 3-wave corrective move. We are pushing up, trying to break through that golden pocket now, and the next big area of resistance is going to be, once again, it's about $5,100, right? So the larger golden pocket is going to be coming in around, I guess it's a little bit different on the XAU chart, but here it's 50.25 to 50.73. And if we look at the XAU chart, it's around 5,100 to 50.50. So right here, 5,100 to 50.50. So just about a $25. I would say between $5,000, $5,025 to about 5,100. That's $75 range. You have a lot. You have a naked weekly point of control in here. You have, let's see if it's on the XAU chart as well, that naked weekly. Okay, so not so much. Let me just go to actually the 1 hour. I want to check it on the 1 hour because I like the 1 hour time frame for this. Nope, no, not on the week, not on the XAU chart. But let's go to our monthly. All right, no monthly either. But I think that if we don't SFP the very local highs that we saw last Tuesday, then I do think we're going to continue up to 5,100 or around, let's say 5,000 to 5,100. And that's where I'll be looking for a big short on gold as a hedge. I'm still long from 42.06. So I will hedge short gold there. Okay. Okay, guys, it has been an hour. I'm really sorry about the briefness of this live stream today. I will try to go live. I'll let you guys know in the Telegram. Also, while I will do my best today in the Telegram to keep you guys updated locally on what's happening with Bitcoin or locally on what's happening with some of the altcoins, if we can continue to ride the scalp longs, or if we're looking for lower high retraces to take potential swing shorts on the altcoins and on Bitcoin. So if you're not in the Telegram, join the Telegram. Remember, all you have to do is sign up with BYDFI using my affiliate link, deposit a minimum deposit of $100 or more. Once you do that, click the Telegram link, and in the Telegram, type in /verify and then your BYDFI user ID, and that'll get you into the Telegram. Until then, I will try to go live later this evening. If I don't, I will see you guys tomorrow with my normal video. And the next couple days are going to be hyper important for Bitcoin in the crypto market. So we'll do our best here to try to make money from these trades here. Much love to you all, guys. Please hit the like button on the way out.